Let's talk about negotiating with the seller. Now, I am your lender. I do not take part in the negotiation process. Your real estate agent will help you out with this, but I want to go ahead and give you some tips and facts how you can negotiate and have a very successful transaction and get a good deal on a property. Every transaction is case by case basis. You do not know what's going on with the seller. Maybe the seller is going through financial hardship. Maybe they're facing bankruptcy or they're going through divorce. Maybe the seller owns the property free and clear and they're not in a rush to sell. So every single transaction is going to be a little bit different. When you go ahead and make an offer on a property, you typically want to use data to go ahead and support your offer. So for example, there's something called days on market. How long has the property been on market? If something's been on the market 100, 120, 150 days, the property's been for sale for a very long time. That typically gives you the ability to lowball the seller because the property's been on the market for a very long period of time. Now, on the other hand, if the property's only been on the market for 24 hours, typically the seller is not going to take a whole lot of lowball offers all that serious. Other ways to offer properties are going to be based upon how many other offers are on the property. You're not the only one looking at that property. There could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 offers on the property. So your agent, the buyer's agent, will reach out to the listing agent. Hey, are there any other offers on the property? Let's just say you're looking at a home for $400,000 and there's an offer for $375,000 out there. Obviously, you can't really offer below $375,000 because there's already another offer on the property. A couple ways to also make determining factors how you're going to offer is what are the comparable homes for sale in the area you're going for. If the home's listed for $400,000 and all the homes in the area are selling for $350,000, typically, more than likely, this property could be overpriced based upon the comparable homes. So you and your agent will go back to the listing agent, the seller. We're going to offer you closer to $350,000 because most of the homes in the area have been selling for $350,000, not $400,000. Also, maybe the property has been heavily upgraded. So the other homes may be selling for $350,000, but this $400,000 house has brand new cabinets, brand new carpet, fully new landscaping as well too. When you, the buyer, and your agent submit an offer to the seller and the listing agent, you're going to use different factors and variables and data to determine what and how you're going to go ahead and make your offer. It's always going to be on a case-by-case basis. Homes available in the area, how many days on market, are there any other offers on the property, is the seller desperate? Also, when you submit an offer, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and be aggressive with the offer, but that also depends upon if it's a buyer's market and a seller's market, something you're going to want to go ahead and ask your real estate agent as well too. In this area, at this price point, are we in a buyer's market or are we in a seller's market? Generally speaking, a buyer's market is when the buyer has the upper hand, and in a seller's market, the seller has an upper hand. When interest rates are super low, there are a lot of buyers competing for very few properties. The seller has the upper hand, and there are typically multiple offers. The seller can pick the best offer. When rates are a little bit higher, there are less buyers and there are more sellers. The buyers typically have the upper hand. So talk to your agent about how to negotiate, what fact points you're going to use to negotiate, and ask your agent if we're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, so that way you can have a successful offer.